Thank you very much for this honorary degree, and thank you for inviting me to deliver the commencement address today at the American University Washington College of Law for the class of 25. Let's hear it for the class of 25. On this exciting day, I know that law school graduates are here, and they want to thank their parents, their grandparents, their spouses, their guardians, their children, and significant others who have supported them throughout the challenging 3 years of legal education. Let's give all of our support people a round of applause. I know that your family and friends supported you because they love you, and also because they wanted to help you achieve your dreams of becoming a lawyer, dreams that they hoped and that you hoped would transform your life and their lives for the better. Being a lawyer, however, is not an easy task. I know that from experience. Almost 50 years ago, I co-founded my law firm with 2 of my law school classmates. We decided to fight together for justice for women and minorities, and we have fought the good fight for our clients ever since, winning them not only respect and dignity, but also in excess of $1 billion in our battles to assert and vindicate their rights. In many cases, winning was an acknowledgement of the wrongs committed against them, and it was also empowering for them to know that they had fought for and won accountability. For some, the rights which our clients won in precedent-setting cases have also protected others who are waging battles against discrimination, sexual harassment, rape, child sexual abuse, and discrimination because of their sex or sexual orientation, HIV status, racial identity, age or condition of disability, or ethnic origin. These have been David versus Goliath battles, or Davida versus Goliath battles. But we were honored to represent our courageous clients who were willing to wage these battles, and we felt blessed that our clients chose us as their warriors for justice. I would love to tell you more about how we won justice against the rich, the powerful, the famous, and against large corporations, government, and hypocritical politicians. But those stories will have to wait for another time, because today is your day. I want you to understand what you will be facing as lawyers and how you can and must protect our system of justice and the values of our democracy. For 50 years, I have been speaking truth to power, and today, I'm speaking my truth to you, law students who will soon be lawyers. Will we be able to keep it? You, together with millions of other lawyers and non-lawyers, are key to the answer to that question. Again, the question, you have a republic if you can keep it. Will we be able to keep our democracy and our republic, which is based on our Constitution, and which not only describes the structure of our government, but also protects individual liberties against the abuse of power by our government from attempts to restrict or eliminate individual rights. What is happening in our country right now is not normal. Today, as we thank you. Prepare yourself, you're going to get full strength Gloria Allred. Today, as we speak, there is a war on the rule of law, on lawyers, and on the judiciary. There is also a war on women, on veterans, on universities, on equal employment opportunity, on immigrants, on health security, on science, on research, on minorities, and on free speech, just to name a few. In short, there is a constitutional crisis in this country and a war on democracy. Thank you. Authoritarianism, oligarchy, and corruption are becoming normalized. Truth is the first victim, and the Constitution is the second. We are all being tested. The Constitution is being tested. The role of the executive branch, Congress, and the courts are being tested. The rule of law is being tested. Your values are being tested. Fundamental constitutional rights, such as due process, habeas corpus, the Emoluments Clause, equal protection, and birthright citizenship, are being tested. Our morals are being tested. Our obligation as citizens to protect constitutional rights is being tested. How we face extremism is being tested. The limits on presidential power are being tested. The United States Supreme Court precedents are being tested. For example, after nearly 50 years of the precedent Roe v. Wade, in which the United States Supreme Court had decided that a woman had a right to have a legal abortion at a certain stage of her pregnancy, the Supreme Court overturned that precedent, and women lost what was a fundamental constitutional right. As a result, there is a crisis of confidence in the United States Supreme Court, in the executive branch, and in Congress. And each state has become a battleground for reproductive freedom and rights. My question is, can we have confidence in you? These are extraordinary times, and extraordinary times call for extraordinary courage. In these extraordinary times, can we count on you to be the legal warriors to defend our Constitution and our democracy? Can we? As I ask you this question, I feel the urgency of now. As lawyers, you have the power and the responsibility to speak truth to power and protect the Constitution. In fact, when you become a member of the bar, you must exercise your power and responsibility to support and protect the Constitution and the justice system. The attorney oath, which you will take either in D.C. or elsewhere, and also the bar of many other states, includes a statement that you swear or affirm, quote, "I will support the Constitution of the United States of America," end quote. Take that oath seriously and understand what it means before you swear to do that. Earlier this year, the President of the United States took an oath when he was inaugurated. That oath stated in part that he would, to the best of his ability, quote, "preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States," end quote. However, when he was asked earlier this month on Meet the Press if he thinks he needs to uphold the Constitution, he said, quote, "I don't know," end quote. Our president has argued that he must take certain actions because certain individuals, groups, or institutions present a national security threat. But I argue that not upholding the Constitution is the greatest national security threat of all. Do you agree? Of course, standing up against authoritarianism and protecting constitutional rights does take courage. But many lawyers and judges, remembering their oath, want to defend the Constitution and the rule of law against all enemies and domestic. Some in big law have not found the courage to do it, but some young lawyers are demonstrating their courage. One young lawyer, whom I happen to know, resigned recently from his big law firm because that firm decided to make a deal with the administration. In his resignation letter, the young lawyer stated, quote, "I am jumping into the unknown, but I fear more staying and being complicit or participating in this administration's consolidation of power, the biggest victims of which are not and would never have been us, the most fortunate and privileged, but those who cannot protect themselves from actual harm. Freedom and democracy have always come at a cost. If this is in part mine, I am willing to pay it. Instead, I opt today to use my voice and my feet to move somewhere that at least tries to fight for what is right, a place that respects that it means something to be a lawyer, that lets me stand up proud to uphold the rule of law, and that does not bend to lawless threats. I do not know yet where that place is for me. I know it is no longer here," end quote. That young lawyer's name is Sam Wong. He made that decision and told me about it after he made it. I am very proud to know him. By the way, Sam is also my grandson and is here today as my guest. Yes, class of 2025, I know that many of you fear standing up to tyranny, but as Yale professor Timothy Snyder urged in his book on tyranny, quote, "You must manage your fear," end quote. As I said in 2017 about women demonstrating courage in the Me Too movement, courage is contagious. And that is still true today. And now courage is contagious is becoming one of the themes of the resistance. You too can and must demonstrate courage and defend democracy and our Constitution against tyranny. You are the guardians of the rule of law and liberty and justice for all. We are counting on you to resist, insist, persist, and elect those who will defend our Constitution and our democracy. Congratulations on your graduation, and I leave you with this. As one labor organizer once said, pray for the dead and fight like hell for the living. Thank you.